All right, hi guys, we're back for another day. We are going to continue on today. Yesterday we did a review. Hopefully that went okay. It was just a nice reminder of how to do all of those things. Today we are going to move on to find surface area of triangular prisms. So we are working, it's already April 15th, which is crazy that time flies pretty fast. And we are into our third week of all of this distance learning. But we're going to work on surface area of triangular prisms. So let's go ahead and get started. Just like rectangular prisms, surface area of triangular prisms is the same thing. We're still trying to find all the area of all the sides. So we just want to find every side and add them together. Now the difference with a triangular prism, because it's triangular, the sides aren't all rectangles like they were with the rectangular prism. Right here, we have triangles for the front, kind of the front and the back. Okay, so we have these, we have these triangles here, and we have to find the area of those triangles. That is terrible tracing. But then we also have rectangles. Now I want you to think about how many different rectangles we have. So we have our triangles here on the end. And then we have our rectangles, and I'm going to try to trace them in different colors here. We have a rectangle on the bottom in green. We have a rectangle on the back side of this triangular prism. I'll trace it in red. And then we have a rectangle that is kind of on the front side here, and I'm going to put that in orange. And so we have, this rectangle right here. Okay, so now what we need to do is find the area of all of those pieces. So let's start with the triangles. Okay, I'm going to kind of erase everything here. The triangles, the top and the bottom, is 4 times 3 divided by 2, because remember, triangles are base times height divided by 2, which is 6. Now keep in mind that that is only this end. We need both of them. So I want to take that 6 and multiply it by 2, since there are 2 of them, and we're at 12. Then we have 3 different rectangles. Let's call them rectangle 1, rectangle 2, and rectangle 3. Okay, so starting with rectangle 1, which is this rectangle on the bottom. Okay, now remember it's a rectangle, so it's just base times height. So the base times the height of that rectangle is 3 times 7, which is 21. Then rectangle 2, that's this rectangle on the back side here. This rectangle is 4 by this length right here. And this length here is 7. So base times height would be 4 times 7, which is 28. And then finally, we finish up with the rectangle that's on the front, kind of this slanted rectangle here, which is this one. And the measurements on that rectangle are 7 times 5. So base times height, 7 times 5, which is 35. We can then go ahead and add all of that together. 12 plus 21 plus 28 plus 35. So I'm going to grab my calculator and do that adding. 12 plus 21 plus 28 plus 35. And we get a total area of 96 centimeters squared. And that would be the surface area of that prism. Okay, so let's try one more. This is another triangular prism. So again, we have to start with our triangles. And remember, we have 2 of them. And then we have our 3 rectangles. So rectangle 1, rectangle 2, and rectangle 3. So you guys, remember, if you're showing your work, this is how I would lay it out. Those are the pieces of that prism. So let's start with the triangles. Okay, I'm going to use blue and I'm going to outline this triangle right here. Okay, now we have to be careful about what's the base and the height of the triangle. And the base and the height are 8 and 3. So we would want to do base times height divided by 2, which is 8 times 3 divided by 2. 8 times 3 is 24, divided by 2 is 12. Okay, then we have our first rectangle. Let's do the one on the bottom. I'm going to erase what I had so we can see this bottom rectangle. Okay, and we need the base and the height of that rectangle. The base is 8 and the height of that would be 10. So 8 times 10 is 80. Okay, then we have a rectangle on the back side here. Okay, my tracing is not very good, but on this back side, it's 5 by 10. So base times height is 5 times 10, which is 50. And then we have one last triangle, and that's, or rectangle, sorry. That's this rectangle, this front slanted rectangle here. And that rectangle is also 5 by 10. The drawing doesn't seem to want to work. So base times height, 5 times 10 is also 50. And we finish up by adding all of those things together. So 12 plus 80 plus 50 plus 50 ends up being 192 feet squared. Okay, so that is the surface area of that triangular prism. So on every one of the problems today that you're going to see on your homework, you guys are going to see that it's a triangular prism. You're going to have the 2 triangles plus the 3 different rectangles around the outside. So you guys, please take out paper when you're doing your homework and try to write this all out, where you're writing out the triangles plus the rectangle plus the rectangle plus the rectangle. That's going to really help you keep your work organized so that you can keep track of everything and where it all goes. Okay, so there will be 4 problems on a homework quiz on Canvas that you'll need to complete, and then you're done for the day. Tomorrow we'll move on to surface area of cylinders. So that's all for today. Have a good day, guys.